Toda y'all fan at this time, may the peace of y'all come upon you when you learn to obey him. It's very important to the utmost that we learn to reverence him, brother and sister, and adore him and admire him. More than we do all the things in the earth, brother and sister, all of the distractions. Yes, I fight on myself, brother and sister, and I know I got to stay focused. Because nothing else is important. Nothing else is going to give us salvation. Nothing else is going to give us health in this earth. Many people catching cancer of all kinds in their body, or all other manner type of disease, and dying of all because everything's been contaminated in this earth, brothers. From the vegetation, the water, the food, the animal meat, all of it. Because you can be a vegetarian all you want, brothers and sisters. How many of you actually cook your food and soak it in water and watch all the bugs come out of the cabbages? But you just go in the store and buy and eat. Think about all these things, bro. It's in everything. So almost everything has been genetically modified in America to kill you off in many other places. That's why a lot of our nations reject it. But I'm not going to make this a video of that, because this is a very important video right here. See right here, say obedience. Everything is coming at this time from Yah, chapter 7 and verse 8. Chapter 7 and chapter 8. It says obedience better than sacrifice. See, it say false teachers twist the truth. Yes, one way the false teachers twist the truth of Yah is Yah tell you to bring clean foods, clean animals, pure animals to be offered on the altar. Then the priest would turn and say, well, you can bring the lame, the sick, the blind, the crippled. It doesn't matter. So they take the bride and people bring it. And they keep the healthy animals for themselves and to do whatever else they want with. See, that's twisting the Torah of Yah, what he's talking about. So we're going to get into, because something very important I want you to concentrate on: migrating, which is a group of people, which is of a nation migrating together, knowing the proper time, the season, which we are in it. Only a false one will come behind me and twist it. That's why I'll put this there to show you. It's a time of great trouble. When time of great trouble, you don't stay and wait for the trouble to come and be swept away, or allow anybody to be swept away. You move away from trouble. I'll show you that even the birds, I'll give them a appointed time. And they know when to flock and go. You see them in the air. You see, then you'll see people waiting for these birds. The hunters will go out there and be hunting these birds, because they know the birds is going and they're in abundance, migrating to a safe haven, a place where they could go and eat without the harm of the season. You see them, brothers and sisters? Our people, before I get into writings, I'm prepping you for this. I got to talk about people, because our people is the one doing it. You talk about people when they doing wrong. That's a fact. And the same thing, I said this over 2,700 years ago, is the same old thing with majority of the minds of our people. Even some of the minds of the people call themselves wise and awakened, but they're not awakened. Because when you awaken fully to this, your mind will be thinking the way I tell you to think. You'll be ready. You won't make excuses. That's why some people was wise, they got up out of here. Some before the time that they didn't wait to migrate together, see, so they could go and get themselves in harm's way and make their life more tougher. We got to learn to migrate together. I'm going to show you this right here in the writings. Either birds, when they're in a safe haven, when they're in a place of gathering and flocking together, you can even see it in the ocean. But when the birds, they get to a place, they branch out and they live in the time of in a safe haven. But when the danger comes, they know when they gather, they come back together and move together, because they know it's safety when moving in abundance. You see that even on the land when the animals roam and the lions come for for the bulls, the ox. They be together and they form a tight-knit group to ward off lions, try to save their young. But just like Abiyah said, his own people, the chosen, they will watch their young die in America and not form a tight-knit group to migrate together. What took place, brothers and sisters, in 1865? Soon on the Europeans said they was free, Emancipation Proclamation, free to be captives, to start earning and making money. Our people separated. Many flocked away from the South, many by the abundance, and left everybody else vulnerable. And then they spread out and became more vulnerable. That's what you see in all these big cities, like in Ferguson and every place else, vulnerable for the attack. They went further out among wolves. So with that, brother, let me get in my message. I talked 6 minutes before I got into the message that is real important, but the talk is very important because it's circulating around what I'm about to read. So right here in chapter 7, I'm giving you some briefing right here so you can know what we're getting into. Chapter 7 and verse 33 of Yeremiah, they call Jeremiah. It said, the bodies of my people shall be food for the birds and animals, and no one shall be left to scare them away. Why? This took place before they got put out of the land, showing that it was nobody in the land except for those who escaped, but the ones that got caught all up in there died. That's what it's showing right there. It was a great slaughtering of our people. See, the bodies of my people shall be food for the birds and animals, and no one shall be left to scare them away. You see that? So when we got expelled out of that land at this time period, nobody was left in that land to scare the birds away of our people. He said, and I will end, they got happy singing. That's what it was, to happy singing to Hap, the god of Egypt, and laughter in the streets, and of Yashalom, and in the city of Yada. Because remember, at this time, the nation of Yashael was already put out of the land. You only had the nation of Yada left in the land. So in Yashalom, and Yashalom, that's the capital city, in the city of Yada, and the joyous voices of the bridegrooms and the brides. For the land shall lie in desolation. You see that? And that took place for 70 years, and they went back and then sinned again, and Abiyah put them out. To this day, we still scattered all over the earth. Chapter 8, verse 1. It said, then say Yah, the enemy shall break open the graves of the kings. You see that? This is what took place. So many of the kings, it said the graves of the kings. See, when Abiyah put this curse on our nation, the enemy came in and didn't regard nothing. They didn't even regard the dead. At least you know people say, okay, we respect the dead graves. They ain't regarding nothing, brothers and sisters. When Abiyah put this spirit inside of them to attack our people, this mind, they was ready to do it anyway. They didn't like our nation. They looked at our nation as being arrogant. And proud. So they was waiting for that moment. Now Abiyah opened the gates for them to come in, saying, open the graves. They opened the graves of the kings of Yada. See that? And of the priests. Of the prince. And the priests. And the people. And the prophets. And the people. See? Of all of them in Yada. And dig out their bones. And spread them out on the ground. Before the sun and the moon and the stars. See, the gods of my people. See, the idols of my people, the ones they worship. The things of heaven they worship. All of these things I'll be saying. See, the idols of my people, whom they have loved and worship. And their bones shall not be gathered up again, nor buried, but shall be scattered like dung Well, I got too much shadow in my background here. I'm trying to move away from the shadow so y'all can see. Let me see. Let me get my. But these people should. Okay, I lost my place. Let me find my place. And their bones shall be gathered. Excuse me. And their bones shall not be gathered up again, nor buried, but shall be scattered like dung. See, you know what dung is? Upon the ground. And those of this evil nation. See, of our evil nation. Don't think our nation was so lovely. Our nation not even lovely today. So many rebellion ones. So many of our own brothers that say, I'm awakened.